I did shorten the outro solo just a little bit because there was a lot of repetition with that bending lick, and anyway, I just abbreviated it, but I think I gave you all licks to play it like Blackmore did. So, to really get into the lesson, there are a couple of general remarks about the song. It is not an easy song, in my opinion, mainly because of the rhythm. So I had a difficulty keeping time or being in the groove, because the drums, so what Ian Pace is playing is very dense. There aren't really strong accents on the 2 and the 4, so it's a little bit harder to, you know, keep track with it. And even the organ plays some funky rhythms, so it wasn't easy for me. It's hard to get, I think, the overall playfulness of the song, especially the intro, but just in general, getting the groove, I think, is not easy. And the song is a little bit fast as well, or at least what you have to play is fast. Now the other thing is the guitar is on the left side. There's only one backing track, backing guitar track or rhythm guitar track in this song, which is a little bit different from other songs in Burn. But the other thing I wanted to still mention about that is the guitar tone is less overdriven than you think. It's way more clean. Which is, you know, a little bit of surprise, because if I think of Burn, I think of more overdriven or more saturated Blackmore tones, you know, compared to you know, Machine or something like that. But this is not that heavy, or there isn't too much dirt on it. So I did try to play the whole song in one take, but the two solos felt a little bit weak. So I re-recorded them with a little bit more gain. So both of my knobs on, you know, Max's Iva pedal was a 10 for the backing and 11 for the solos. And I added some phaser in the end, a little bit of a delay. I'm not really an effects master, but I try to, you know, bring you know, my guitar tracks a little closer to the original. Because if you're playing with the original band, you know, thanks to AI stem separation, it's more audible if your tone is way off. But finally, let's get into the lesson portion. So I start the riff with the volume knob turned down, like maybe from 10 to 8. And even though I didn't play it quite right, I think I got the note correct, but the overall feeling, that's just impossible to reproduce, in my opinion. So what my advice would be is to palm mute your A and D string and lightly palm mute your G string just a bit. That's mainly the riff. 3 times, and then you come down here. Now it's... So you don't add this. That's not in there. Other than that, it's pretty... similar to these, you know, stock blues phrases that Steve Ray Vaughan and a lot of other people played, but that's not what Blackmore does. And then you basically get into the main riff. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there is one big difference how I played it compared to how I used to play it and how I see a lot of people play it. So Blackmore's actually playing this B note a lot less than you think, only in the second half. So when he starts out, it's not... That's not what he plays, it's... So the key is that you're coming back to your low E string. demonstrated it properly or well enough for everyone to understand. You can see the tab. The point is, again, you don't play the B note in the first half of the riff, just in the second. Much like in Red, Bad, Blue. The difference is that there is no B note at all in Red, Bad, Blue. There's B in U full no 1, just in the second time. And I think the reason why it's hard to hear is because the E's are kind of muted. So it's not as loud in the mix or not as obvious in the mix, and our brains just basically defaults to. So this is how you should play it. And that's basically, alright, one more thing. That's basically it, but the other variations, I'm very confident that Blackmore's not doing the open D. Now, generally, I like to avoid playing open strings because they are harder to mute, you have less control. So if you go here on the 5th fret of the A string for the D note, you have a little bit more control. Now, I looked at the California jamming video, and it kind of seems there's the only footage I could find is from back, so you can see the fretboard, just Blackmore's, well, the back of the guitar neck and Blackmore's hand, and he does move something, does a movement like this. So from behind, it looks like he's going for the D. It also sounds like he's going for the D here, because I think he's ever so slightly bends it. So it's not really a vibrato, just a little bend. That's how I hear it if I slow down the track, his original track from Burn. So those are the things about the verses. And then we get to the chorus, which are basically just a couple of chords. So A to E, B, A, E, and then D, C, and B. Now I play them in a couple of variations, 3 different ways actually, because what Blackmore originally plays, I think they might be the full chords of, or it's basically an A minor, or the Stormbringer chord, so E minor 7. So I think that's how Blackmore played it. I kind of abbreviated it again to just octave. I think it has a really cool vibe that fits the song, but and that's in some of the verses I kind of hear, or I kind of don't hear the full chords, just something like this. But at other times I can definitely hear the full. So that's basically the first and the third, the last chorus. The difference between the two, I'm just playing octaves or playing the. And I pretty much might think it's. Technically, it kind of works with A major and A minor as well. I hear more of an A minor. That's why I played it. Although the live version, again from California jamming, is just the chords basically. Except here. So instead of playing D and E, power chords, he's playing D note, C sharp note. But the tricky thing here is that C sharp is the major third of A. C would be the minor. So if you're playing a minor, this C sharp doesn't really fit. Except I make it work in the in the last chorus. So C sharp is not on the E minor scale. It's either C or D, no C sharp or D flat in there. So again, this is kind of proves that it should be A minor. And again, it sounds a little bit more right. But in the live version, Blackmore does play. And for the last verse, he has a couple of licks over. So in the first two verses, he's doing like. I forget how it is, but he adds a couple of licks, which I didn't record a video for, but I recorded the licks. But in the last one, he's kind of playing. But he's not. I played the C sharp for the A minor chord. It shouldn't work. But Blackmore doesn't. So if you listen closely, his track is. So there's basically a rest or no note where I put the C sharp. But I did put the C sharp there because he does it live. I think I've kind of over explained this part again. This video is, as all of my videos, getting long. Now we are getting to the solo, and again I used to play it like, but once again on the California jamming video I can see that again from behind the Blackmore plays. That's not necessarily a difficult lick. Usually, I used to play these kind of licks with 3 fingers, but Blackmore usually does these kind of things with just the, using your ring finger for both. And then, you get into solo. That's kind of like chicken picking. So there's a pre-bend, and there's a lot of pre-bends in this song. It kind of makes it a little bit more special that way. So these are 3 semitones of bend, bending up to G from E. Again a pre-bend, and it is just a semitone pre-bend. So this is again 3/4 note bend, 3 semitones bend. Now I kind of jump down here, but Blackmore kind of ties it together more smoothly. And for the longest times I played this next lick on a different frets or a different area, part of the neck. But the reason I think it's because there's this fast and smooth pull off, and then you can hear the slide. And the best way to do it is if you're in this position. It's a little bit more tricky if you think that's not as smooth or not as fluent. But then you do come up. Again, pre-bands, and the last one is. And this is a sick idea here, because you're not just adding chromaticism or chromatic notes, but you're bending chromatically. And I think he's not going to B, but going to C. Or something like this. There's maybe a slur going on, but I just played. Now, this next lick, the last lick, I used to play it like here. But I think maybe it's a little bit more fat if it's... if you're still in your first pentatonic position. But then I slide down to... And again, those little bends are really important. And then I think again on a different track, I played it together, but then I edited it to different tracks because of the phaser effect. You come back up here to the first position and start doing this. Now these are not triplets, so they are kind of rolling out of the rhythm, but I think that feels nice because it kind of comes back around. But the way I pick it is up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. I try to do it with sort of a least amount of pick or pick movement, hand movement. This is how I play it. You can of course play it the other way around, down, down, up. I can't really do it. But the reason I think it sounds better, more up, down, down, because if you're picking down but you're bending up, those are contrary motions. That can be a good sound as well. I'm not saying it's not, but to me it makes more sense to go in the same direction, because then I'm not pushing the string basically in two directions, but bending and picking up and bending, and then after an upstroke I go with a downstroke and then coming back, up, up. And this is something I'm really not sure if Blackmore plays, or whether he starts on D or this D sharp. Could go either way. I do D. Now for this lick, I don't recommend anyone to learn a note for note. You can slow down Blackmore's track and learn it note for note. I didn't tab it note for note. Basically, these sort of robot pilot licks are just pouring out of Blackmore, so he's not really planning or writing it out, and I think you shouldn't either. There are a lot of parts of this song that is really cool to learn verbatim. You can learn a lot from them, from those licks, well, the whole solo. But this part I think is more about improvisation. And what you're basically doing is, again, first pentatonic position. So, classic Blackmore stuff. And I go down chromatically. I add this note as well. I'm not sure if it's Blackmore, if it's what Blackmore does. Maybe it's... 3/4 note, 3 semitone bend, and then you come back with the. So that's mainly the solo. Try to play around with this. This is sort of what Blackmore does. And then there's an outro solo. The only thing about that is there's this. It's pretty weird for me, but I listened very closely because naturally it would. It would be, you know, more of, let's say it would be more of a D major ascending lick, and we are in. So the other option would be the E minor pentatonic, but you don't have enough time to play the whole thing. You only have time to do. So you have to lose a note, and Blackmore is losing the G. So he's jumping from the E straight to the. And it's very weird for me. Even now telling this to you, I'm doubting myself, but I listened to it a million times. There's no G in there. And then now I think he changes positions, because you can kind of do. That would be awkward. So you need to change position for. Again, the same sort of. But let's turn it back a little bit. For would you be able to? Again, you could play it like here, but I think it's more sound. It sounds more like a bend on the G string than a D. So I would play it here and then jump up for it. You need to do this for a while. And I didn't play this, but Blackmore comes down, goes back up, and so again those trills and pre-bands. So it's basically the same triad, but you can barely hear it on the mix because it's in the end of the fade out. So that's how I play U-Full No 1 based on my best knowledge right now. I used to play a lot of things differently, and I don't think that's a problem. Again, this channel is about, you know, learning together and improving. So I hope I gave you a couple of interesting pointers on what Blackmore actually does, because I think these little things make him magical, make him stand out from the crowd of pentatonic guitarists. Yes, he plays a lot of pentatonic, that's alright, we all do, but these small little nuances or small little changes that he makes, I think really, you know, differentiates him. But I don't think I have to explain this to you because you're here watching this channel. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for checking out my Patreon. And, you know, let's keep this music alive. See you in the next video.